Las Vegas Raiders update. Big changes on the O-line. There's a big shakeup happening on the Raiders' offensive line, and fans have every reason to pay attention. Let's dive in. Dylan Parham, who was playing at right guard last season, is now moving back to his original position, left guard. And guess what? That's not just a small shift. It could mean big things for the team's future. But before we get into all the exciting details, quick reminder, if you're a true Raiders fan and want the latest updates first, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and press the bell icon so you never miss a breaking story. Now, let's get back to it. So, here's what we know. The Raiders have had 2 OTA practices so far. Media access has been limited, but sources close to the team say the new offensive line setup looks like this. Colton Miller at left tackle, Dylan Parham at left guard, Jackson Powers Johnson at center, Alex Kappa at right guard, DJ Glaze at right tackle. This group might not be the final lineup when the season starts, but for now, this is the Raiders' top pick for their O-line. Now here's why that switch matters. Parham is entering year 4, and this move could help him truly shine. He's the most experienced and reliable guard on the team right now. With a solid season, he could even be looking at a big contract extension. At the same time, the coaching staff clearly sees Jackson Powers Johnson as their long-term center. He's young, strong, and built for that role. Not guard, not tackle, but right in the middle calling the shots. As for the right side of the line, Kappa and Glaze are getting their shot to lock down those positions. If they step up, this unit could quietly become one of the most solid and underrated in the league. And let's not forget, 2 new rookies are also in development. Caleb Rogers is set to stay at guard, while Charles Grant will focus on tackle. The staff is clear on this. No position switching unless absolutely necessary. Bottom line. Moving Parham back to left guard isn't just smart, it's strategic. He's the team's best guard right now, and giving him a spot where he's most comfortable can only help this offense move forward. Can the Raiders' O-line become a powerhouse? Let's talk about a big what-if that could shape the Raiders' offensive line for years to come. Now that Dylan Parham has shifted to left guard, the question is, who's next in line at the other guard spot? You've got some names in the mix. Alex Kappa, a veteran with starting experience, Jordan Meredith, a steady but unspectacular presence. And then there's the new guy everyone's watching, Caleb Rogers. Here's the thing. The Raiders spent a 3rd-round pick on Rogers. That kind of investment usually means one thing. They want this guy to start. And it makes sense. Caleb Rogers played right tackle in college. His stance, his handwork, his footwork, all of it lines up naturally with playing right guard in the NFL. Less space to cover, but the same mechanics. That transition could be smooth, and the Raiders know it. Let's be honest, Kappa doesn't bring a ton of upside. He's solid, but not special. Players like that can hold the line, but they rarely change games. The team already has someone like that in Jordan Meredith. Do they really need another? That's where Rogers becomes the X factor. If Rogers takes that step forward and grabs the starting right guard spot, this whole line suddenly looks different. In fact, it could look dangerous. Imagine this. Colton Miller at left tackle, Dylan Parham at left guard, Jackson Powers Johnson at center, Caleb Rogers at right guard, DJ Glaze locking down right tackle. That's not just a lineup. That's a statement. It might not dominate from day one, but by mid-season, this group could become one of the top 10 offensive lines in the NFL. Rogers will improve week by week. And Jackson Powers Johnson? He has the tools to become the most physically dominant center in the league. Maybe not someday, maybe this season. The Raiders are building something here. Something real, something tough, and something fans should be excited about. Dylan Parham returns to left guard, and it's the right move. Over the past 3 years, one thing has become clear about Dylan Parham. He's simply better at left guard. Sure, he wasn't terrible at right guard last season, but watch enough tape and you'll see it. His footwork, timing, and overall comfort are stronger on the left side, and that's exactly where he's heading back to in 2025. Let's rewind a bit. Parham played college ball at Memphis, where he lined up on the right side, first at right guard and even right tackle in his final year. But when he joined the Raiders, they slid him to left guard early on, possibly around week 2 or 3 of his rookie season. He took over for someone, maybe John Simpson, maybe Lester Cotton, but once he got in, he held that spot for 2 seasons. Then came 2024, and he was moved to right guard. It wasn't a disaster, but it wasn't the best version of Parham either. Now in 2025, the Raiders are making the smart call, putting him back where he belongs. If you're ranking the Raiders' guards from best to worst, Parham is clearly at the top. There's no debate. And if he performs the way coaches expect, he's not just your left guard for this season. He could be locked in there for years. On the other side of the line, Alex Kappa continues to hold the right guard spot. For now. He's had reps there in early practices and seems to be getting every opportunity to keep that job. But with Caleb Rogers in the mix, the competition is heating up. Then there's the right tackle spot. For now, DJ Glaze seems to be the guy. He's getting the first shot, and there's a good chance he holds on to it, at least early in the season. But don't forget about Charles Grant. The Raiders didn't draft him by accident, and they announced him specifically as a tackle. With Colton Miller holding the left tackle spot, that only leaves one place for Grant to land: right tackle. So, what happens if he develops fast? He could end up replacing Glaze by mid-season or sooner. If he's not ready, though, that's okay too. It gives Glaze a real chance to prove he belongs, and gives the team depth at one of the most critical positions on the field. Bottom line? The Raiders' O-line isn't just reshuffling, it's evolving. The mix of young talent, smart moves like putting Parham back at left guard, and a little healthy competition could turn this unit into something special. 2 hidden gems. Turning heads at Raiders OTAs. Let's shift gears and talk about 2 names every Raiders fan should keep an eye on: Lucky Tossy and Amari Gainer. First up, Lucky Tossy. He's new, he's raw, but he's massive, and he's turning heads at Raiders camp. Standing 6 feet 7 inches and weighing around 350 pounds, Tossy is a former rugby player with Samoan roots, now taking his shot as a defensive lineman for the Silver and Black. Just look at the guy. His arms, his frame, even his hand next to a helmet in a viral photo looks unreal. You don't find many humans built like this. His size and movement are rare. Yes, he's still learning the game. He isn't your classic nose tackle, and it's too early to call him a dominant pass rusher. But the tools are there. He's explosive, athletic, and if the coaching staff can help him add technique to that raw power, we might be looking at a surprise contributor on the D-line. This is exactly the kind of player you want in your bottom 15 roster spots. High potential, crazy traits, and room to grow into something special. Now, let's talk about Amari Gainer. During OTAs, a photo of Gainer wearing number 53 started circulating online, and fans couldn't stop talking. The guy looked jacked, like he'd spent the offseason building a body made for violence. Gainer, a linebacker, already had a reputation for being quick and aggressive. Now he looks the part physically too, and in a defense being reshaped by Antonio Pierce, Gainer might be exactly the kind of energy and edge the Raiders need in their linebacker core. Standing next to him in the shot, Landon Roberts, another tough presence in that LB room. But right now, Gainer is getting the buzz, and if he keeps showing up like this, don't be shocked if he carves out a role much faster than expected. The Raiders aren't just building stars, they're finding sleepers, and these 2 might be next in line to shine. Amari Gainer's quiet rise, and a test against the 49ers. Amari Gainer isn't just another name at Raiders camp, he's one of the most intriguing breakout candidates on the entire roster. Last season, Gainer came in as an undrafted free agent. Expectations low. But what did he do? He made the 53-man roster, something only a couple of UDFAs managed to pull off. Fast forward to this offseason, Gainer shows up to OTAs noticeably bigger, stronger, and faster than before. In photos circulating from camp, you can see it plain as day. Standing next to veterans like Landon Roberts, Gainer looks like he's been grinding all off-season. This is a big opportunity for him. He's in a linebacker room stacked with experience. Devin White, Jaylon Smith, and Landon Roberts are all proven veterans. These are the exact mentors a young guy like Gainer needs. The knowledge, leadership, and game speed he's surrounded by could be the key to unlocking his next level. It's not just about size, it's about instincts, timing, and learning how to read and react like a pro. And if he can soak that up in camp, the Raiders may have found a gem hiding in plain sight. The Raiders are about to be tested against the 49ers. Mark your calendars, August 14th. That's when the Raiders face off in a joint practice with the San Francisco 49ers, just 2 days before their preseason clash on August 16th. Why does that matter? Because coaches and players will tell you, joint practices are gold. This isn't just drills. It's full-speed reps against another team's top guys. You see real matchups, real reactions, and real development. Want to know how the Raiders' retooled offensive line holds up? Watch them battle against a 49ers defensive front that's among the best in the league. Want to see if Max Crosby and the pass rush can pressure elite protection? That practice gives you a preview of real-time trench warfare. In a controlled, competitive setting, schemes get tested, matchups get exposed, and the coaching staff gets a better idea of who's ready and who's not. It's 1 day, but it could tell us more than a full preseason game ever could. And for the Raiders, who are quietly stacking talent, it's the perfect stage to see who's for real. Full-speed test. Raiders prepare to go head-to-head with the 49ers. The Raiders are getting ready for more than just a preseason walkthrough. They're about to step into real competition mode with one of the NFL's elite, the San Francisco 49ers. But here's the kicker. This joint practice won't be just another padded session. It's going to be full speed, all-out reps where every player is expected to execute under pressure. Forget scripted snaps or easing into drills. This is where defensive linemen explode off the line. Linebackers have to stay in their run fits, and red zone reps come with real consequences. What makes joint practices so valuable is that coaches can simulate game-like situations. 3rd and long, goal line stands, 2-minute drills, you name it. You're not waiting for the game to unfold. You're creating the exact scenarios your team needs to master. And with the 49ers boasting one of the most complete rosters in the league, this is the perfect proving ground for Las Vegas. All eyes on Charles Grant. Tackle, guard, or both. Another big storyline heading into this week is rookie Charles Grant. The Raiders listed him as an offensive tackle, but don't be shocked if he's lining up all over the offensive line. We could see him getting work at left tackle, right tackle, or even sliding inside to guard. That kind of versatility is rare and valuable. There's a real possibility the coaching staff tests him in different roles early to see where he can help the most. Why? Because it's not just about right now. It's about long-term development. Sometimes, the fastest way to get a future starter ready is by throwing him into the fire at multiple spots. If Grant holds his own inside, it gives the Raiders flexibility across the line. But make no mistake, his future likely still lies at tackle, and how he performs in these early reps could shape that timeline. Raiders camp about to heat up. With the media set to attend upcoming practices, we'll finally start getting real-time insights into camp battles. Who's lining up where? How is the O-line shaking out? Is Grant already taking key snaps? And how do the rookies stack up against the likes of Max Crosby, Colton Miller, and other team leaders? The joint practice against the 49ers will help answer those questions fast. And the stakes? They're already high, because for the Raiders, developmental days are over. This is about building a team that can hit hard, adjust fast, and win now.